Hello there, welcome to Royal Teachers. My name is Okikela Samuel. You can call me Ace with D. And for this particular video, we're going to be looking at solutions to AQA Foundation's filtered questions. What are filtered questions? Filtered questions are those questions that carry about 4, 5, 6 marks and that are in the past papers. So we're going to be looking at this. We have videos on AQA, we have videos on OCR, we have videos on EdXL and all of that. So check our YouTube channel if you're preparing for GCSE. We got you covered. All right, so let's delve right into it. For the first question that we have here, we have that Ranjit has 6 coins in his pocket. If he picks 5 of the coins, the most he could pick is £4.60. And if he picks the least, if he picks 5 coins rather, the least he could pick is £2.70. How much money does he have altogether? So we have to think about this deeply before we delve into solving this particular question. So let's look at it this way. When we look at coins, what are the values of the coins that we have? Coin can be in 1 penny, it can be in 2 pence, it can be in 5 pence, it can be in 10 pence, it can be in 50 pence, yes, it can be in £1, it can be in £2. So these are the coins that we can have. So the first thing is we have to pick 5 coins such that the maximum that we can get would be £4.60. That's the maximum that we can get. So what five coins can I pick amongst or amidst all of these? So let's take for instance, I'm picking a £2 coin, I'm picking a £1 coin. This is £3 already. Don't forget I have to pick 5 so that the maximum I can get, that's the at most, the maximum I can get is £4.60. £4.60. So I've picked £2 pen coin and a £1 coin. Let's pick a 50 50 pence rather. It's supposed to be a 50 pence. Let's pick a 50 pence coin. Okay, good. So this is £3.50. Let's pick another 50 pence coin and let's pick a 10 pence coin. If you look at this, this is going to be £4 and 10 coins. We don't have up to £4.60 coin. So it means that we have to change this into another £1 coin, such that by the time I add all of this together, I'm going to have that at most. Now for the at most, I'm going to have 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4, that's £4 already, then 50 pence and 10 pence, that's 60. So this will give me £4.60. Good. If I add all of this together, considering that this is everything that I have. So it means that out of the 6 coins that I have, 5 of them already is a £2 coin, a £1 coin, another £1 coin, 50 pence and 10 pence. So we already have 5. It means that I just need an extra 1 to add to this to be able to get the list of the coins that we can have. So if we're looking at least, for at least, we have that we can have a £1 coin. You know, we already have that already. We have a 50 pence, a 10 pence. Do you know that if I add another 10 pence to this, I'm going to have £2.70 also, because 1 plus 1 is £2 already. 50 pence plus 10 pence plus 10 pence, that's going to be 70 pence. So if I add them all together, I'm going to have £2.70. So what does this mean? It means that if we look at it, 5 of the coins that we have for the at most, we have a £2 coin, a £1 coin, another £1 coin, we have a 50 pence and a 10 pence coin, right? So £1, £1, another £1, another £1, 50, 50, 10 and 10. You realize that 4 of these coins, they are aligned, they are the same. So it means that the extra that we added or that made the difference was these £2 and then this 10 pence. So it means that I'm going to add £2, then we already have these ones already. 1 plus 1 plus 50 plus 10. So the extra that we're going to be having is going to be what? 10 pence. So if that is the case, it means that the total 6 coins that Ranjit has in his pocket at that point in time is a £2 coin, a £1 coin, another £1 coin, a 50 pence coin, a 10 pence coin, and another 10 pence coin. So we need to add these together. Let's add them together. 2 plus 1, that's 4. That's £4 already, plus 50 pence plus 10 pence plus another 50 pence, that's 70 pence. So by the time I add them together, the answer is going to be £4 17. Yeah, I believe that is actually very clear. So that's the amount of money that's going to have altogether in his pocket. All right, so let's move straight into another question. Another question. All right. So for this question, we have that ABCH is a square. ABCH, A, B, C, and H is a square. And we know that one of the properties of a square is that all the sides are equal. That's one of the properties of a square. All the sides of a square are equal. So if AB is x plus 3, it means that BC is also going to be x plus 3 centimeters. It means that CH is also going to be x plus 3 centimeters. It means that AH is also going to be what? X plus 3 centimeters. Good. So we are clear on that. That is a square. One of the properties of a square is that all the sides of a square are equal. Good. We have that HCFG is a rectangle. We know that for a rectangle, one of the properties of a rectangle is that the opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. So if that is the case, since this is HC FG, so if this is x plus 3, it also means that this is going to be x plus 3. Then since CF is the same thing as DE, it means this will be 3 centimeters. This would also be 3 centimeters. And finally, we have that CDEF is a square. That's this final one. CDEF is a square, which means this is 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and 3 centimeter. Good. That's absolutely good. All right, they are joined to make an L shape, just like we can see there. We want to show that the total area of the L shape in centimeters squared is x squared plus 9x plus 27. Very, very good. So when we want to find the area of a shape that looks like this, it is very expedient that we break down the shape. So if we are breaking down the shape, we have this as shape A, this as shape B, and this as shape C. It means that our square ABCH, we take that as shape A, and we know that the area of a square, is the length squared. And in this case, the length is going to be x plus 3 all squared. So if I square this and I solve that, I'm going to have x squared plus 6x plus 9. By the time I expand, x plus 3 all squared. All right, so that's for the shape A. Then we also have rectangle HCFG. Let's call that shape B. And we know that the area of rectangle is actually the length multiplied by the breadth. And we know that in this case, the length is x plus 3, 1 multiply that by 3. So by the time I do that, I'm going to have 3x plus 9 as the area of shape B. And finally, we also have square CDEF, which is our shape C. And we know that since it's a square, the area of square is L squared. And that's going to be 3 multiplied by 3, which will give me 9. So the total area will now be the sum of shape A, shape B, and shape C. The sum of the areas of shape A, shape B, and shape C. And that's going to give me x squared plus 6x plus 9. That is that of shape A. plus that of shape B is 3x plus 9, and that of shape C is 9, just like we have here. Let me try to point that out. This is the area of shape A, this is the area of shape B, and this is the area of shape C. So if we are adding all of this together, I'm going to have x squared plus 6x plus 3x, and of course plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. So adding all this together, I'm going to have x squared plus 6x plus 3x is 9x, and 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. So we have successfully shown that the area, or the total area of the L shape in centimeters squared, is going to be x squared plus 9x plus 27 in centimeter squared. All right, so we just had to break the shape. We have shape A, shape B, and shape C. Find the total area and add them all together. All right. If you're enjoying that, so let's move on to the next question. Very good. So this is another filtered question of about 4 marks, and it's AQA. So Sam wants to buy a camera for £345. He has already saved £96. Each week his pay is £80. If his pay is £80, he saves 30% of his pay. Good. So how many more weeks must he save? So good. So the total cost of the camera is 345 pounds. He has already saved 96. So the remainder now is going to be 345 take away 96. 345 take away 96. And what's that going to give us? Of course, 15 take away 6 is 9. 3 take away 9, that's not possible. So we have 13 take away 9 to be 4. So we have 249 pounds is the remaining amount that he has to pay back. Good. So each week his pay is £80. So if his pay is £80 and he saves 30%, so how much does he save? It's just going to be 30% of £80, and that's going to be 30% is 30 over 100 multiplied by what? 80 over 1. So you can say 0 cancel 0, 0 cancel 0. So it means that per week he saves 3 times £8, which will be £24 actually. So if you save £24 and the remainder of the amount of money that he has to save is £249. So how many more weeks rather must he save? So all we have to do now at this junction is, if he's saving £24 per week and he has to save £249. So how many weeks? So number of weeks is just going to be 249 divided by 24. And by the time we do that, we're going to have 10 O's, 10 points, that's 10.25 if I'm not mistaken. Let's check that on the calculator. 249 divided by 24. So that's 10.375. Okay, 375. So how many weeks? Of course, we cannot have 0.375 weeks. So it has to be that approximately is going to be for 11 weeks. That's what it's going to use to save the remaining amount of money that is supposed to use to complete the payment for the camera. I believe that is very clear. All right. So let's delve again onto the next um, question. All right, this is also another 4 marks question, right? And what do we have now? White paint costs £2.80 per litre. So for white paint is £2.80 per litre. Blue paint, on the other hand, actually costs £3.50 per litre actually. Good. So white paint and blue paint are to be mixed in the ratio 3:2. So we have white paint ratio blue paint. We have them in 3:2. 3:2. Good. So we want to work out the cost of 18 liters of the mixture. So now if we are mixing 18 liters of the mixture, what how many liters of white paint are we going to use, and how many liters of blue paint are we going to use? So what do we need to do? First off, you get the total ratio now. The total ratio is gotten by adding the ratios together. That's going to be 3 plus 2, which would of course give us 5. So to get the amount of liters for the white paint, all you have to do is you pick the ratio of the white paint, which is what? 3, divided by the total ratio, then multiplied by how many liters of the mixture are we making? That's 18. 3 multiplied by 18 is 54, and 54 divided by 5 is 10 ohms 4/5 liters. Actually, that's what we're going to be using for the white paint. And of course, for the blue paint, is going to be 2 divided by 5 multiplied by 18. And of course, 2 multiplied by 18 is 36. And by the time I divide 36 by 5, that's going to be 7 ohms, then 1/5 liters of blue paint. Such that by the time I had 10 ohms 4/5 and 7 ohms 1/5, I'm absolutely going to get 18 liters of the mixture. So now let's do, what's the cost of white paint? The cost of white paint. I know that I'm going to be needing 10 ohms 4/5 liters of white paint, which is the same thing as 10.8 liters of white paint. And I know that the cost of white paint per liter is £2.80. So what do I do now? I multiply 10.8. So we have 10.8 multiplied by 2.8. We have that that's going to cost £30 24 pence, and the cost of blue paint on the other hand, blue paint is going to be 7 ohms 1/5. That should be 7.2, and we're going to multiply that by the cost of blue paint per liter. That's going to be £3.50. So we have 7.2 multiplied by £3.50. That's 25.2. So it means that that's going to cost 35.20. So what do I do now? The total cost now, total cost is just by adding both of them together. It's going to be £30.24 plus £35.20. And of course, we're going to have this as £65.44 actually. And that's going to be the total cost of 18 liters of the mixture, with white paint taking 3 ratio and blue paint taking 2 ratio. I believe that is very clear. Thank you so much. And of course, the last question for this particular module, once we're done with this, we're going to be seeing in the next video actually. All right. Apples cost 25 pence each and oranges cost 60 pence each. Salma has £10 to buy apples and oranges. Want to buy apples and oranges. She buys 9 apples and as many oranges as possible. How many oranges does she buy? Absolutely beautiful question. All right. We know that apples cost 25 pence and she bought 9 apples. The cost of that is just going to be 9 multiplied by 25. And what's 9 multiplied by 25? 9 times 25. Of course, that's 225 pence. 225 pence. And don't forget, we can convert this 225 pence into pounds, and that's just going to be, you divide that by 100, and that will give me £2 25 pence actually. £2 25 pence. So if out of a 10 pounds, out of 10 pounds that you have, you've already spent £2 25 on apples. How much do you have as your remainder? The remainder is going to be 10 pounds minus £2 25. 10 pounds minus £2 25 is going to be £7 75. £7 75, and of course this is the same thing as 775 pence. Good. We know that oranges cost 60 pence. So how many oranges can I buy from 775 pence? So what do I have to do? I'm just going to say 775 divided by 60. Good, that's 12.91. Of course, I can't buy okay, so what do we do? So number of oranges that can be bought is going to be 775 pence divided by 60 pence, and that's absolutely 12.9, and it continues like that. But to give the correct answer to this particular question, knowing fully well that we can buy 0.9 orange, we're just going to say it's going to be 12 oranges in total. And if you're buying 12 oranges, of course, you're going to have some change left with you. All right. I believe that this has provided beautiful solution to AQA Foundation's filtered question. I'm going to see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this YouTube channel so that I can get more content whenever we release our content in the video. See you in the next video. Bye.